What's going on, Aquarius? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. You'll understand this bigger energy in a second here, Aquarius. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Aquarius. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself is brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. And not just that, Aquarius, but depending on when you're watching this, today is my birthday today. So we're getting pumped. I'm actually going to be hanging out with an Aquarius later. So look at that. It's just this great energy all around here, Aquarius. But with this weekly video, whenever you happen to come across this, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? But take like a birthday shenanigan or two with you, Aquarius, just cause I'm feeling generous. But with all that being said, let's jump into it. Aquarius, your space has been cleansed. Gems. Oh, pause 1 second, Aquarius. Hold on. Okay, Aquarius, we're back. Thought we had someone at the door there, but it's fine. So, what did I say? Your space has been cleansed. Still, oh, so cleansed. Crystals. Feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here. You see that? Just birthday energy all around here, Aquarius. And look, how great for you. I'm kidding. But Aquarius, I'm going to pull a few oracle cards for this deck here, and then we're going to get some details with the tarot. Before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do. Yeah. Oh, okay. They're not gender, they're efficient, and they're not gender specific readings. So apply these energies to people as it makes sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like, Aquarius, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group if because I know sometimes, if the energies get a little big, and I can be a little over the top. So if you need something a little more chill, I totally understand. I got you hooked up, Aquarius. But so definitely check them out. Go send them some love. But let's go get your first card here. Interesting. So you got the first card of Libras here, which is the Sword and Scales card. And with this card, there's a card of truth, justice, due process, by the book, appeal, balance, make amends, law, integrity, cut to the chase, fair and square, fair play, equity, even keel, legal matters, and hear me out. And interesting. So the energies that stuck out were the hear me out and the by the book, Aquarius. And I feel like that maybe I feel like for some, maybe we've been in this place of where we've been kind of, when I think of the by the book, it almost feels like that it's kind of like a maybe set in our ways. And it's like, and not that I don't feel like there's anything like a problem with that per se, because listen, when it comes to like being set in my way, you see how I am with like the internet, like in yours being a sign of like futuristic, you deal with the internet too. It's just like, I'm sure that this is embarrassing, the level of how savvy I can be sometimes. But this feels like that there's more so of a case of just like, even though we have our ways, that we can still hear out the other option. You know what I mean? It could almost be even to this energy of like agreeing to disagree, or like that there's this sense of like two things can be true at the same time. That's the kind of energy that is kind of giving me, because Libra's very, of the air signs, Libra's very diplomatic with their energy. They really do consider all of the sides, weigh all the options when they're going about having a conversation. And it's very interesting to watch and to converse. I remember having conversations with the Libra, and their minds are really fascinating to see some of the perspectives that they come up with. And I do feel like that with that by the book as well, though, if that's something that's resonating with you, the nice thing about these other perspectives is that where we may not agree with them, let's say we did agree to disagree, but that does give you another state of mind to work from. And I feel like that, especially for air signs, if we get into this place where we can think more broadly and more, just like kind of more diverse, it really does. It could even, I feel like, just improve even like maybe the ways that we are further operating. Because listen, I'm still kind of struggling with the internet, but I'm getting better about it. I've started working with well, I gotta get back on Facebook, and I'm on Messenger quite a bit. So it's nature of my problem, but I do feel like maybe for some others that maybe there are some of you that maybe you aren't being feeling heard, like because I'm not. It's like I just feel like that first part was just like for just in general, just like making sure that all parties are heard. But maybe for some there, it feels like maybe there is this imbalance of just like maybe we're trying to get our point across, or maybe trying to get an idea out, and maybe it's not. Let's get some tarot on this and get some details. A lot of moon energy going around here. I'm with it. And that makes sense too. The moon is Pisces, and one of your rulers, Saturn. Saturn's going to be in Pisces for the next 3 years. So you're probably going to be in a more kind of compassionate energy here, Aquarius. Something that's because when I like to talk about you and Pisces, the difference is like where you're a sign of the collective in networking and friends and groups, and then Pisces takes it to that next level. Takes it to that deeper level, and really establishes that soul tribe. But you both are trying to achieve, that same level of like healing towards the world. But it's just interesting how you both go about it. But let's see. Oh, very interesting. Okay, because you got their ruler too. Oh. Major Arcana City, I'm with it. A lot of duality here. Huh. So you got this, so you got the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands in reverse here. And the Hanged One in reverse. And then we have the Moon and the Lovers upright here. And that's interesting, because the Lovers is Gemini, and then the Moon is Pisces. And they're two of the most notable signs of duality when you think of like the zodiacs. And it's considering things from a number of perspectives. And I feel like for you, Aquarius, this is not something to deal with like a person or something along those lines. This can, because the Lovers for me is like when the Lovers pops up, this is like your higher self winking at you. And this could be maybe on a more kind of spiritual, because this is a little spiritual pocket here. You got with Neptune kind of being the centerpiece here. It's like really kind of communing with that deeper aspect of yourself, kind of reaching, tapping into that, like that third eye type of energy, really kind of convening with the divine and journeying into that realm. There was one of your readings that was real intuitive about talking about venturing into the void and something along those lines. But with the Eight of Wands, it feels like that maybe there's been some messages that have been trying to get out here, that are working towards your stability. But it's interesting because it seems like that they're with the Moon. It's almost like that they're not coming through as strong. And after the Moon is the Sun, because the Moon has been popping out. The Moon and the Sun have been popping up quite a bit. But the thing with your sign, and I feel like that may be what's part of it. The Sun is kind of weakened in your sign, considering it's the opposite of Leo. Your sign being the opposite of Leo, and they're ruled by the Sun. But I've been thinking kind of about your energy and just kind of about the Uranus aspect of how that applies to your sign. And it's like with Uranus being the future and Saturn being the sign or the planet of like achievement and success and things. It's like it's almost like you can envision the future, but it's just like it's the getting to there that takes so long, that I feel like maybe it's frustrating, but there's a reason for it. And I feel like that there's something here about if we can connect within, maybe doing some meditation, getting outside, just getting the energies moving. Maybe we've even been in like a stagnant type of place, but something here where it's like if we can get these energies flowing, maybe kind of get out of this sort of almost boggy type of maybe energy, maybe kind of still sort of stuck in this kind of dreamy type of state or something where I'm not sure, Aquarius, it's like let me get a little bit more on this hangman. Let's see if we can, because there's something because there's enlightenment there with the Hanged One being in reverse, but it might be that maybe we're moving too fast, maybe with this energy. I'm not. It's interesting. Let me get a little bit more on this. Thank you. Let's see what we got here. Interesting. Yeah. So okay. So you're the Hanged One. Interesting. It's clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Hermit here, and it's very So this one here, Aquarius, feels like that this is going to be a lot of internal questions that we're going to be asking ourselves. You know, there's going to be because with the lovers, I feel like there's this communication here. Pisces, there's something about this connection that's going down. Yeah, there's going to be some. I feel like that there are going to be a lot of thoughts that are going to be going down here for you over this, honestly, over these next, that honestly 20 years, Aquarius is going to be an interesting one for you. I feel like it's going to be a time of real kind of deep transformation, but in a smaller standpoint. These next 3 years, just with Saturn being in Pisces right now, this is really a great energy for you to just kind of tap in deeper. And Neptune just went retrograde and will be retrograde to pretty much, beginning of December. So it's like the veil has been lifted. That bogginess is starting to lighten up, but there's something here. We got to figure out how to tap into this higher self, this kind of divine energy, getting into that intuitive space. Interesting. I hope that makes sense. That's this is a very deep kind of thought here, and let's get some more. Let's get some tea. Let's zen out a little bit. Let's get some tea. Let's get some more of this. Thank you. Interesting. You got the first card of Pisces here, which is the Roses card. And with this card, this is a card of love, romance, affection, appreciation, devotion, fond, delighted, high emotional IQ, gifts, friendship, infatuated, enchanted, passion, fidelity, tender, yearning, and attachment. And the thing that's really kind of sticking out to me, Aquarius, is the passion part of this. There's a sense of just, I feel like that, again, how we were talking about doing the by the book thing. It's just like maybe we're thinking that there's a certain way that there's how we're achieving 10 of Pentacles. It almost feels like that we're kind of maybe going for that, like, let's say, for example, like that American dream. You got your wife, 2.5 kids, dog, 2-car garage. And where that is a beautiful dream, Aquarius, how that's achieved is different for everyone, and that's not everyone's dream. And I feel like that maybe for some, it's like we may be trying to force a passion onto ourselves as opposed to appreciating, because it's not to say that you can't do that, and that's not to say that doesn't make you happy, but maybe it's just like how we're going about it may not be there. It feels like that there's, and I hope this makes sense, but it's like there's not an appreciation for the uniqueness of you in this story here. It's like it's missing that innovative Aquarius flavor, that kind of like that curveball, that thunderstrike, that fool energy, that Uranus energy. It feels very, very rigid, very kind of Saturn. It's like we're leaning more on the Saturn side, and then it's and Aquarius, that's tricky, because I feel like those are to have those two as your rulers, and listen, I know everyone kind of reviews them a little bit differently. Someone's like Saturn only rules Aquarius, Uranus only rules Aquarius. I feel like you're special enough. If you got two planets fighting over you, that says a lot. And I feel like that there's something here about, because Uranus energy gets into that uniqueness, and yours is a sign of, every time I meet an Aquarius, or that I learn that someone's an Aquarius, you all are so different. There's no real way to kind of pinpoint where you'll pop up. You just do. And I feel like that there's something there about letting that inner uniqueness shine, or something along those lines. Aquarius, there's something here that it's like we're tied to this tree here, kind of bound by one way of operating or something. It's like I feel like it's not affecting your abundance per se. It's not taking it away, but it feels like that maybe it's slowing us down a little bit. That's very interesting. Let's get some tarot on this. Let's see what we got here, Aquarius. Ooh, one of your cards. I'm with it. All right, so you have the Five of Swords in reverse here, and then we have the Ace of Wands, the Five of Wands, and then the Three of Pentacles upright. And let's talk about this Ace of Wands here, because it seems like that it almost feels like that there's the... It feels like that we have all this energy here, or there's like all this, like between this Ace of Swords and this Ace of Wands, it's like we have all this energy, like all this ideas, but there still seems to be this level of conflict that's here. You know, it's like we're still, it's like we're still, like, I'm not sure, it's like we're just like kind of staying at the drawing boards or something along those lines. It's like it almost feels like that maybe we're trying to build our dreams around a certain, like a certain structure or something along those lines. That's where it feels like we're channeling our energies, as opposed to building your world around your passion, if that makes sense. You know, it's just like we carve in times for our, let's say, for example, if you like play, I don't know, violin, and you instead of like, I don't know, it's like instead of making that like more, and it's not saying that we're carving out, or how do I want to put it? It's not like, let's say, for example, it's between like your job and like the violin. It's not saying that we're quitting our job, but it's like carving in maybe more times for, if it's a passion of yours, I don't see why it can't have, you know, like an equal footing with what you're doing, you know, because getting into that space gets you into this little intuitive pocket here, which inspires you to build more into your Ten of Pentacles. You can take that creative energy and channel that back into your job. Like, this stuff can flow together. You know, that duality can be there, but it's like it's how we started at the beginning. It's finding that balance. And I almost feel like that appreciating and hear me out, it's like appreciating how we got to play this game as well, this balance game, because there are times where, you know, I feel like we've been in this place where we felt defeated a few times, but man, when we hit, oof, you know, it's on, now we're feeling on top of the world again. But I feel like it's remembering that, you know, life is not, because the Five of Swords is like a card of competition, and it's remembering that it's not really a race, you know, especially with you being Saturn ruled. You know, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to take a little time, and it's not to say that you're not going to get wins in between that, but like I just told Capricorn this, it's like all of those little wins, these work that you put into, you know, staying disciplined, you know, and finding too, just like some balance too. It's almost like, okay, let me get my thoughts together. It's like if we can, yeah, just balance out that, just kind of like that work smart, can maybe play smart energy or something along those lines, that things would start improving. But okay, I remember where I got off with the victories. It's like all those little victories accumulate to those big wins, but it's going to be probably a number of little ones thing, you know. It's going to be, let me get a little bit more on this Five of Swords, Aquarius. Let's see what we got here, Aquarius. Interesting. Okay, so the Five of Swords is clarified by the Devil upright and then the Three of Wands in reverse. And there's something here, Aquarius. I'm not sure if it's like a mindset of... It feels like a certain mindset, like, again, this by the book, that seems that maybe, because the devil deals with more than just like your basic kind of like intoxicants, kind of like, you know, drug, sex, alcohol, but considering the fact that you do have the Hanged One and Neptune and Pisces energy in such strong ways, I would be mindful of that. You know, we want to be mindful of escapism, because that's all up in Neptune's house, you know, just getting into that kind of foggy realm, and devil kick it with you a bit, believe me. But this feels more kind of like this, like almost like a dogmatic type of energy, where it's just like, it's not that it's, I feel like there's a time and a place for this energy, this by the book energy that we may be operating from. And then there are other ways, there are other times when it's like it's thinking a little bit, it's again tapping into that innovative energy and thinking outside and thinking a bit broader and expanding a little bit more, because it's just going to, I feel like it's this Three of Wands is like it's keeping our window very, very limited, kind of narrow here. And you know, yours is a sign of, you know, of the unconventional, of the unorthodox, and, you know, really just like your ideas are what is what's needed for change, for growth. You know, that's that burst of inspiration, that full energy to get going, that is valuable. You know, you Pisces and Scorpio, you know, are very, very transformative energy, very much about it's. But whatever this is, you know, whatever this thing is that may be getting in the way of our growth, it's the devil is a tricky one. He's been popping up quite a bit. And I feel like it's reminding us that he's not just doing this just to keep you down. He's there to get eyes on things, you know, where and get eyes on things in every situation, you know. It's because, you know, life is tricky, you know, where how things will pop up. Sometimes the devil doesn't try that hard, you know, most of the time, you know, we can, I feel like when we really get a lesson, you can kind of see where it's just like, oh, okay, I see you, devil. But other times it does kind of sneak in on us, and we can get, before we've known it, it kind of become routine. And then, you know, then we got to do some introspective work. And Neptune being retrograde, it is getting eyes on those types of behaviors, you know, things that have maybe kind of been keeping us down, or, you know, if we have been indulging in any kind of escapism, just anything that's interfering with that connection with the source, with higher self. So, all right, something to think about there. Oh, yeah. All right, dope. We're moving right along, Aquarius. Last card, okay. Interesting, okay. So last little bit here, you got the second card of Pisces. Interesting, which is the Flamingos card. And with this Flamingos card, this is a card of soulmates, lovers, union, courtship, dating, attraction, seduce, long-term potential, displays of affection, charm, it factor, two of a kind, alluring, and je ne sais quoi. And the thing that popped out here, Aquarius, is a long-term potential. There's something here about it feels like that maybe we're just, for some, we may be caught so far in the long term and really kind of caught up in the dream that maybe we're missing the, like the details that go into it. You know what I mean? With this, and I'm not sure. It just feels like that is because you got a lot of Pisces energy that's up in here, and it's it just feels like that it's like the heart's in the right place, but the execution is still kind of lining up with the words. You know what I mean? It's just like it's still kind of like a work in progress here. It's going to be one of those things we're going to have to kind of maneuver this thing as we go, kind of really kind of adapt in, because, you know, to have, you know, we're talking about just Pisces and Gemini, both of them are mutable signs, you know. And, oh, you got Virgo here too, so you have 3 of the 4 mutable signs. You know, this is an energy of you being adaptable, you know, being able to kind of go with this flow, you know, as the inspirations kind of take you, you know, just kind of follow those things and see how we can grow on this stuff. But it does get interesting, Aquarius. I feel like for you it may be a little more challenging, kind of that going with the flow energy, because it's just like it's like you go down one corridor and it's like boom, and then you go down the boom, and it's like boom. That's, you know, to have such a, I feel like such a you know, because I feel like Uranus just hits you with just thunderbolts, you know, when those inspirations come, and it's just like it's finding a way to kind of go through, navigate through that realm there, because that sort of like that innovative kind of future sight almost is very intuitive, Aquarius. And like that's something where, don't sleep on Uranus energy. That's when I feel like if you're once you're able to really kind of tap into that, whatever intuition looks like on you, really kind of strengthen that connection with yourself. I mean, stuff is going to be, there's not anything, because that's what Saturn energy is all about. You and Capricorn, there's not anything that you two can't accomplish. You know, we all can do stuff, but we can all take some notes from you too, because it's dope. You know, Saturn, he's not really a hard ass. I was actually telling Capricorn this, where he seems like he puts all these restrictions on us. It's just like, you know what? No, these are your dreams. Saturn will never tell you that you can't accomplish anything. So he's just like, okay, here's the tools that you're working with. Let's see it. You know, it's just like I'm with it. I would love, especially with him being in Pisces for the next 3 years, I would love it to see what you got. Let that light shine. I dare you to show me a good time. That's where Saturn's at right now, and that's a dope place for Saturn to be. So let's get some tarot on that. But I do feel like because you do have all this Pisces energy, there is a spiritual aspect that's wanting to maybe be explored. You know, when we were talking about that hear me out earlier, it's very interesting, Aquarius, and I think that it would bring some benefits. And this could be, again, journaling, walking, however you just get into, you know, maybe music, create some stuff. I don't know, whatever you're feeling like, Aquarius. I'm with it. Tinker with some gadgets. And then go ahead and getting your Empress energy. Empress has been going all over the place, too. I'm with it. More. So you got and look at all this. This is dope energy. So you got the Empress, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, and then the Seven of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Death card in reverse here. And let's switch back over, Aquarius, because this is interesting energy here. You are a few signs. I was at a few signs. Yeah, the Empress. That's good. The Empress. We really are in a time of we're in a time of we're in like a real kind of long game right now, Aquarius. I feel like it's because the energies are changing so vastly. We're in a sort of like a checkpoint right now. You know, this is thinking about, okay, you have Empress dreams. How does it, this is what Saturn was talking about. It's like, I'm with it. You want to be an Empress? I'm sign me up. What do you want to do? You know, how are you going to do this? In what ways are we going to invest in ourselves? You know, invest in, you know, maybe some skills or some, even this could be even like the connections that we're making. It's not like it's getting into like a, you know, it's like it's building, it's connecting, but again, forming a deeper bonds. I'm not sure what that is. And maybe that's what this is. It's just like maybe there's something here that's needing to change. Maybe this is by the book or something along those lines. I feel like it's maybe restricting passions in the sense it's very interesting here. And I feel like because this is Scorpio energy, the Death card, and I feel like that's something that's wanting to get a deeper look into with this, because you got quite a bit of major arcanas going on here too. And higher self is cooking up something for you, Aquarius. I'm not sure what this is, but there's something here about... Oh, nice catch, girl. This is something about here about... I keep getting like going towards the sunlight, you know, going towards your happiness. How we were talking about on the other side of the moon is the sun. It's keeping that... I don't know, it's like finding that balance of like keeping the focus in mind, but still keeping that adaptable type of energy, still remembering that, to not let like the obstacles and things take away from maybe like the fun or the enjoyment of life, you know, and know that on the other side of this is what you're building right now. You're building a future where there's going to be comfort, where there's going to be stability, and there's going to be abundance. But I almost feel like too, it's like even being in that energy now, you know, just like really kind of, I don't know, again, finding that kind of like that. Let me get a little bit more with the Empress, because that's interesting. And you know what? This could be too, this hear me out. Because Venus deals with relationships. And Venus is going to be in Leo until September. And so that's going to be forming opposition. She's about to go retrograde here soon. And I feel like with this may be something too where what this is like maybe there's just going to be some choices that are going to be to be made that are going to lead to some changes, possibly some situations that'll, I'm not sure, it'll because oppositions and celestial aspects that deals with like challenges from others or from certain situations here. So let me see what else we got here, Aquarius. Okay, so the Empress is clarified by the Four of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands upright here. And I feel like that it's just being, again, there's something here about maybe we've been maybe kind of cutting ourselves off possibly, or not quite hearing something, whether this be another's opinion, or maybe this is like, again, maybe this is just like our instincts, our guts been kind of giving us these signals here. But pay attention. I feel like there's something here about giving a little more energy to yourself, kind of finding that. And not even just that, there's like a reciprocity here that's needing to happen. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe if we're the type that gives out too much, or maybe it's the type that we're I'm not sure. It's just like there's something that's needing like a balance here. You know what I mean? And with the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands really kind of follows his heart in a way that is almost, he's very, very passionate. He's the type that it's, because he rules the first, for me, he rules the first two decans of Leo and the last of Cancers. And there's something here just like when there's something that makes him feel good, he goes for it. But again, with the Devil and in this Neptune Pisces energy, I feel like again be mindful of escapisms, but it's more so about not that immediate kind of fixes. It's that it's that investment aspect, that long term thing. Really kind of nurturing these dreams, this garden that we may be tending to, and because Ten of Pentacles, it's. We may never get to Ten of Pentacles completely because there's so much that this world has to offer, so many things to learn and things, but man, we're going to get close, and it's going to be an expansive one. But it's just maybe just a matter of, just maybe of how we're investing this stuff. Maybe we're wanting with the Knight of Wands things to just come in really fast, and it's just like where, again, things will come in fast, just may not be as fast as you think, but it's going to be, I feel like it's a weird kind of pace. The moment that we surrender to that idea that, I don't know, it's like, I'm not sure, it's like there's a surrender here that's happening, and when we do, it's just like things will start lining into place, but it's just, I wish I had the words for it, Aquarius, but I hope you can find the little nuggets of wisdom that are trying to come out of there, because they're brilliant, I promise. But I think I'm going to get out of there, so, alright. But if anything resonated with you, Aquarius, give it a thumbs up, and share this if you know someone who may be, I'm not sure, maybe, because listen, Aquarius, I have a lot of fixed energy in my chart. I have like half of my placements are fixed energy. So there's sometimes where we, with just like fixed energy, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, when we're locked on an opinion or on something, it can be hard to kind of break that thing if we're not shown why, or and that's where I feel like it's because listen, I can do better with that too. So listen, it's definitely something that it's a work in progress, but it does allow you to just like, it helps you see from a different perspective. Even if we don't necessarily want it, it's there. You think about it, it's just like, right, okay, this might be one of those situations where it's like, it's not about being right, it's just like about, but I'm about to get back into your reading there, so, you don't need to drag that whole conversation now, then, have all your empresses apply. Yeah, apply. I don't know where you're applying to. But, and also subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, which, might be something for you to check out, Aquarius, but Inside Timer. And I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then when the group grows, I'm going to start posting different healing affirmations, guided meditations, binaural beats, things along those lines. Maybe do like a self-care with the Empress, something like that. It'd be fantastic. So definitely check that out, Aquarius. And then lastly, got all this other water energy here, but no Cancerian energy. I see you. I'm kidding. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Oh, you do got 4 cups there. I'm kidding. Come on over to my other channel. Alright, that's good enough. Come on over to my other channel, the Charity and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, even if they're Pisces. And you know what? Since all this Pisces energy came up, I may have to go give them some crap here in a minute. But all that housekeeping, down as good to box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Aquarius. You got the 4 of Swords in reverse here. And you know what? I feel like that with your mind and just air energy in general. It's like, especially when you have air in like a really kind of personal placement, like your big 3 sun, moon, rising, or just a lot of air in your chart in general. I don't have a lot of air in my chart, believe it or not, but I have Gemini in my moon placement, and that's a lot. And so I do get that overactive kind of mind. You know, it's a lot. You know, and it can be hard to kind of shut off the thoughts and really kind of kind of process this thing. And that's where I feel like air signs really, you know, we all benefit finding some kind of channel or some kind of outlet to really kind of process all of this stuff that goes down in life, to notice any sort of like trends or anything along those lines. Let me get your oracle card. And just anything to help bring your mind a little bit more at ease, you know. And yeah, let's excuse me, get your oracle card. Yeah, dope. And I like that, because that is something too, Aquarius. You know, protect your mind. You know, protect your energies. You got the protect card in reverse here. Make sure that, because even when you think about like, because this could even be when we're getting into like 12th house type of placement stuff. And I got some 12th house placements. And because Neptune rules over the 12th house with Pisces. And like they live there. And then it's with the 12th house, that gets into that sort of psychic realm, and you get into like hidden enemies and seclusions and mysticism, and it's a very interesting placement, and it is one that requires you, even though being a sign of humanitarianism about the collective, making sure that we do take moments to, if we need to unplug, just to kind of unplug. But I feel like it's making that known even too, just like I'm not quite sure, like it's very interesting, but making sure that, you know, that we're, and this is not medical advice again or anything, but you know, like, you know, maybe getting, you know, make sure we're getting enough rest, or getting out in nature, or you know, just eating, you know, healthy foods and things along those lines. So just something to think about there, Aquarius. You know, that protect that brilliant mind there of yours. You know, the Saturn and Uranus worked hard giving those gifts to you. So yeah, protect those things. And I'm kidding. You know what I mean. You got a lot you're working with here, but you know, take a little time and find some time to meditate. You know, some you time. So, but I think I'm gonna leave that there, Aquarius. So you stay safe out there. Where are we at? Oh yeah, let me wrap this up. With all your, I don't know, all this mysterious energy that you may be in right now. This is very interesting here. You've been in a kind of a little, I feel like a little spiritual pocket here, and I'm kind of with it. So you and Capricorn's reading was interesting too. So Saturn's got oh, and I love that. You got Saturn and Pisces here. You didn't get the 8 of Cups, but look at that. Oh, wait, no, that's Capricorn. Never mind. But let me get you out of here. Stay safe out there. Keep raising that vibration. See, that's what happens when you don't get enough rest. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.